Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong. We try to identify an element of the race which we might look back on later as having been crucial to finding the result. Well, of course, Longines International Day on Sunday at Sha Tin, and all around the Hong Kong Jockey Club website you'll be able to find information, interviews, videos, track work, all the information you could possibly need to look at those four big international Group 1s. So I'm going to step around those and look at the support program, but there's certainly as much information as you need to find the winners of the Group 1s. Just go to the Jockey Club website. The first race I'm going to look at on Sunday is race 6, our winning factor, the map. So this is a Class 3 here, and it's pretty much the sorbet between the two Group 1s before it and the two Group 1s after it. And I think the major players here are going to be He's a Beauty from the Size Yard in great form, Super Football, who ran a nice race at his Hong Kong debut and he's better drawn this time, Beluga, whose last run simply has to be overlooked, and Lucky Patch, who has been good at both of his Hong Kong starts. So let's take a look at what they've been doing, and first of all we're going to take a look at a race 3 weeks ago, and here we have He's a Beauty winning the race and Lucky Patch finishing in third. And as we go to the video, this is race 211 in the black and pink colours. He's a Beauty. He's had a few problems with missing the start, but he didn't do that this time. But you'll see that rider Neil Callan in the pink and black colours there on the inside was still at pains not to bustle the horse. He lets him find his own place in the field, while Vincent Ho rides Lucky Patch in the blue and white sort of colours, and he's further up the field looking for a place to slot in, and the sad news for Vincent was that that never came. Even when he gets to a position where he's 2 horses off the fence in the middle stages, he's actually still 3 wide facing the wind because that horse inside him stays off the rail, and he's working through the parts of the race where the pace was pretty genuine, leaving him short of energy at the finish. So he's there, he's fighting out the finish. He's a Beauty who's saved all his pennies for the finish. He comes with a big run and gets over the top of the second and third horses. The other race I want to highlight as a pointer to this is the run of Beluga last start. Now, he's a lightly raced 4-year-old, a horse of some promise, and as we go to his latest effort, in race 228, well, this is 69.13 seconds of Beluga's life that he will never get back. Just a complete waste of time. Wagner Borges got a late call up for the ride as a replacement. He didn't know the horse, but it probably wouldn't have made any difference if he did, because at 1200 metres, a bit sharp for him anyway, from a wide draw he goes back to the rear in the pink and blue colours. The heat map tells you all you need to know from there. Slow early, a strong sprint home, and to be honest, Beluga did well enough to even take some ground off the leaders in the run down the home straight. So I think they're the 3 main players for race 6 on Sunday. So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with the map. And when we look at the way this race sets up, our designated leader here is probably True Legend. He's drawn the outside barrier, but he is an habitual leader. He still has the speed to go looking to cross them here, and I thought really only he and perhaps the new horse Lewis, who was an on-speed runner in Australia, looked the horses to press forward, and it doesn't look a race where they're going to get to a strong gallop. As we've seen with He's a Beauty, he likes to be let find his feet early, even when he jumps cleanly. He may be a little bit closer without too much pace on, while Beluga, we've also seen, lacks real tactical speed and has to deal with a wide draw again, albeit over a little bit further. I think Lucky Patch will find a better place this time from the draw and be able to save himself for the finish. So the tip in race 6, Lucky Patch. His winning factor, the map. He's a horse who won 2 out of 2 in Australia. He then won his Hong Kong debut and was unlucky, as we saw in his most recent outing. He's a horse of some promise, and I think he's got a big tactical edge on his 2 main rivals. The other race I want to take a look at is the final event, race 10, a Class 2, and our winning factor here, Show Off Day. Well, this is a strong race to finish with. Often these Class 2s on International Day are very good races. We'll get to more of that in a moment. And we have a couple of new horses here with Derby aspirations having their first Hong Kong runs, the Summit and Vitrolite. We've got a couple more headed towards the Derby that we've already seen once, Shadow Hero and Tourbillon Diamond, and a couple of other talented horses who are 5-year-olds, so not Derby hopefuls, but certainly going well enough to be real competitors here, Super Wealthy and Circuit 3. There are even some pretty talented gallopers here who are only fringe players on the day, but if they won, they wouldn't surprise, so it's a pretty deep race. And like the Class 2 in race 9 over the sprint distance, this is often a race where we're not only looking at Sunday's race, but we're looking to the future. Now, when David Hayes previously trained in Hong Kong, he christened International Day Show-Off Day because he liked to show off his stable stars, whether they were in the Group 1s or on their way up the ranks in the support races. In 2000, he landed a big first start plunge with a horse called All Thrills 2 on this day. That horse came back to be an unlucky third in the Hong Kong Sprint the following year before winning it in the following year. And that has been something of a tradition. We've had horses like Olympic Express, Beauty Flash, Inspiration, Mr. Stunning, Able Friend, many others return the following International Day to pick up one of the big ones. And this is a not comprehensive list, but certainly a list of some of the more notable ones. And what's interesting about this race in 2020 is that almost half the field of the same race from 2019 is back again. So I think we can probably draw a line and say that they hit their peak somewhere around this time last year and haven't progressed. So that means we're looking towards the horses on the way through this year, and that means Shadow Hero and Tourbillon Diamond. As fortune would have it, we've already seen these two horses clash when they finished 7th and 3rd behind Enriched Delight at their Hong Kong debut. And if we look at the start here, a crucial event, Shadow Hero in the blue and white hoops, yellow cap, gets some serious contact from another runner at the start, and you'll see him spat out the back here 2 lengths behind the field in the early stages. Now back with him is Tourbillon Diamond, red and green colours, but he was put there deliberately. It wasn't any accident. That is his normal run style. And you'll see on the heat map that being back in the field was not actually a bad place to be. There was good speed in the early and middle stages. The leaders compounded in the run down the home straight. The final 400 quite slow and flattering to the run-on horses. And Alexis Bedell gets Tourbillon Diamond into clear air. He hits the line strongly for 3rd out in the middle of the track, while Zach Purton gambled going inside on Shadow Hero, didn't really get the same open spaces to get his horse up to top speed. Now, I don't think Shadow Hero, even with clear running that day, would have beaten Tourbillon Diamond home as the race panned out, but I do expect him with a cleaner break on Sunday to be in front of Tourbillon Diamond, and in front of both of them will be Super Wealthy, and he looks the knockout threat to this pair. If we go to race 190, this is his most recent outing, and he's in white and pink colours, and I don't think he has quite the same quality perhaps as Shadow Hero and Tourbillon Diamond, but he does have a tactical edge, and this is him running 3rd to buddies in a Class 1 over 1400 metres. Now you see him here, he's quite keen at times in the race and doesn't switch off, which has been a bit of a problem with him this season. But he still sticks to his guns in the sprint home and holds on to be not beaten too far. He faces an extra 200 metres on Sunday, so over-racing would be a problem, but it was his first run for 7 weeks there. He might have had the freshness knocked off him a little bit, and certainly he has got the tactical advantage when we look at the map. It looks a soft lead pace, possibly set by Solar YY, and I would expect Super Wealthy to be in touch with that leader, and it's a totally different race shape this time to last time for Shadow Hero and Tourbillon Diamond. Loitering out the back this time is not going to be the preferred option. Now that's the normal pattern for Tourbillon Diamond, but I think Purton will be looking to sit in more of a midfield position with Shadow Hero and within striking range of the front runners. So the tip in race 10, Shadow Hero. His winning factor, Show Off Day. David Hayes has made no secret of the fact that he wants to show this horse off. He's his frontline Derby contender, and Sunday is the day that he'll be doing it. It's a day where we've seen that happen plenty of times in the past. Well, that's it from the winning factor for this week. Enjoy the Group 1s on Sunday, one of Hong Kong's biggest days. We'll see you next time.